Yeah, almost 7 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than, and it happens really fast. So if anybody's in here who sent me email about that, I posted this on my website, your homepage. This book, I wrote in 1993. And then I did it on the show that you guys watched. Look how young that guy is. He is defocused. Then I did it just 2 years ago when stuff happened. So, anyway, climate change is a real deal. Huge problem. And I want you guys to change the world. Hey, he's going to tweet about it. The door slam, that's convincing. Anyway, there are enormous opportunities for you guys. When you go to Beijing, well, you might. I did, and I'm like a clown. So, when you go to Beijing, there's old apartment buildings, and they've all been retrofitted with water heaters, with things to make hot water. And it snows in Beijing. I mean, not every day, now and then. But they put water heaters on the roof, not because they're a bunch of hippies trying to live off the grid. Dude. It's because the heat is free. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. So that's what I mean by free. So sunlight hits this thing. This technology, by the way, was developed in the U.S. Sun hits this thing, and there's a refrigerant, or if I may, a coolant, a heatant, or coinages, and the hot gas goes up to the top. It gives up its heat to the scuba tanky thing, and the water stays warm all day for free. I live in Studio City. I live like totally in the valley, and I have a solar hot water system on my house here in the fort. That's me. It's a picture. The solar hot water system. This is a light that comes from this dome, and this dome looks like a dome, and it is a dome. But it has grooves in it. You can see those striations, and those act like a Fresnel lens, like these. These aren't really Fresnel lenses, but there's probably one back there. It's a lens where you can remove most of the material, but it still will redirect light. And so it squirts the light down, straight down, even when the sun is high and low in the sky. And back there, I have 4 kilowatts of solar panels. So my electric bill is generally $10. Let's see, it's $10 every 60 days, and that's just fun. It's just cool. And here's the thing: these solar panels are about 15% efficient. My watch, which is oh my goodness, my watch, which is solar powered, is you never wanted it as a battery. It's not fancy. I got it at a department store. These are about 10% efficient. So what if they were 20% efficient, or 30% efficient, or 50% efficient? And what if you were the chemical engineer that developed it, or the mechanical engineer that packaged it, or the electrical engineer that figured out how to do it, or you're the venture capitalist, or you're the attorney that enables the intellectual property to be protected so that this guy, the people who make this, or the gal, he or she would get rich! Like crazy rich, like Bill Gates rich, like head of IKEA guy. Rich! I don't care about me, it's you. Solar hot water. The hot light hits it, it gets hot. What? How hard can it be? Why is it on every building at UCLA? Why is it everywhere? You could go into that business, people. Get rich. Well, I wanted you to do that. For 10 of you, all of you, go nuts, and I'll invest. Bill, why don't you do it? I'll get to it. When I was very young, I was quite charmed by this airplane. This is a picture of the real one. Anyway, it's the Sky Streak for you aviation historians. Just give it some respect, all right? It's a jet made to break the speed of sound, and they painted it red. Come on. It's sexy, it's cool, it's guts. It's going. Now, you don't have to know too much about airplanes. I'll show you, talking about horizontal stabilizers. The horizontal plane, the wing back here, isn't that big. So, with an airplane like a dance floor, you want to be able to steer. It's very important. You'll find if you can't steer on the dance floor, it's very unpopular. If you can't steer an airplane, it crashes. And so they did crash them, but they were cool. And I just wanted you to know I was greatly influenced because I had a Skystream. A small one. Oh, you know, they're still made. I'm not invested. I should be. McGee is Balsley Airplane Company. And these things are just, they're fabulous aircraft. If any of you spend time with them, most of the time when you fly, they go like this. Sometimes they go, or just, but I spent a lot of time. And on the package, it tells you how you can modify the balsa wood. Bend it, and you can steer it. So I was a young man, and I was focused, people. My older brother had shown me how to lubricate the rubber motor, what you and I might call a rubber band, with dishwashing soap, and you can wind that thing up, man. Wound that thing. I had 350 turns in that thing. This is what I'm doing today. I'm winding rubber band. And I threw it, and it made 3 just perfect turns. And it came back to me just perfectly once. That's it, man. I'm going to be an airplane engineer, doggone it. And I'm telling you, every one of you had a moment like this. Every one of you. You're in college now. You've all had a moment like that. And I want you to go back to that time, sometime every week, and just think about this crazy optimism and this thing where you could control the future. When I delivered the Washington Post, they ran this story from time to time. Insects, which have been flying for some 350 million years, defy the laws of aerodynamics. And I just want to remind you, it wasn't the same insect. Okay? It was a different insect over 350 million. The bumblebee, considering its size and shape, wingspan is an aerodynamic misfit and should be unable to fly. And what are you, Bill, going to do about it? Well, even as a kid, I spent some time with bees. I watched them. I spoke with them. And I realized that the bees fly fine. The bees have got it figured out. The problem is not with the bee. The problem is with the theory. The theory sucks. And indeed, it was in my lifetime, by the way, when people really figured out how bees fly. It's quite a crazy thing. We have halteres, they're hymenoptera, four-wing flies. We got these cool little vortices. It's really fun. I was recruited out of school, engineering school, to work at Boeing. And this is a famous, famous picture from Boeing. This is the Dash 80, the Boeing 707 before they called them the 700s, before the 707, 727, 37, 47, 57, now the 787. And the picture is also famous in another way. You look at it, this is called the nacelle, that's what the engine is in. Just notice that the picture is actually upside down. This guy, the pilot, took an airliner and turned it upside down. Now, I don't know how much time you spend in airliners, but they seldom fly them upside down. And there's a famous guy in the Seattle area named Tex Johnston. And Tex Johnston, he affected this down-holler accent like all these guys in World War II, and I can fly this little old plane, and don't worry about me. And so he does a roll with the airline, and he lands. And the boss said, I paraphrase, you know, what? Excuse me, Mr. Johnson. And he said, I'm selling airplanes, because it was a spectacular event. And then he's also supposed to have said, one test is worth 1,000 expert opinions. And that might